You know what I've recently started to dislike? Those Yu-Gi-Oh! Raw Pack Raw Hunters. If it doesn't smell like it's 100% mint out of the pack, fresh, they are the worst kind of people to deal with when you have a listing for near mint. So we're back with Robbie's interesting rants and things that he has to deal with from customers. So smash the living crap out, subscribe button, and let's dig on into this, shall we? I'm always constantly asked, hey, Robbie, how do you have 400 copies of, oh man, I think my favorite was, Dark Ruler No More? I don't understand how's every copy of Dark Ruler No More you have listed in light play condition? Well, I'm going to teach you something today. Throughout my entire time being a bender, just selling, dealing with all of this, I've ran into a certain kind of customer that I really hate. And they're the people that think that near mint means no scratches anywhere on the card. Now, TCG Player has a guidebook for this. All right, they have a description as to what near mint means. And then you have people over here that are like, they're looking at the card, they're like, there's a slight imperfection here. All right, I'm scared to list ultimate rares on TCG Player because, I don't know if you guys, this isn't an ultimate, so I can't really show this too well, but usually there's a little bit of an imprint here on the back. I don't want to risk selling a $140 ultimate as near mint just to have the guy, try to refund me and get his money back going, there's an imperfection on the back. So I've actually had a couple of experiences with these raw hunters. So here's the thing. When you're buying a card as near mint, that doesn't mean mint, all right? It means like near mint. And I don't think that people understand this. People that are getting into this industry that have been buying and selling as of recently, I've heard stories about this from people where these people, I actually saw a case, it was in one of the groups recently, where the card was near mint. It met all the specific TCG Player standards, guidelines, and everything, and they returned the card to the buyer. Why, you ask? Because it wasn't a 10. You couldn't grade it by PSA standards of 10, all right? So here's my warning to those of you that are getting into this industry and you think your card is near mint. A couple things are going to happen to you. Say you were listing a ghost rare, all right? If it's got some scratches on it, you're going to go through the entire Wing Dragon Raw fiasco again, where people are buying near mint, but there's hollow foil scratchings. That doesn't meet up to TCG Player standards. All right, so you should probably be listing that as light play anyway. A lot of people kind of learn to disregard the grading system. That's why so many of these new stores are getting closed down, because they're just like, oh, my card's near mint. No, your card has scratches on it. Ugh, you don't understand that. But that describes the hierarchy of what's going on with people mislisting cards. So what brings me to this video is I'm kind of just the boiling point for this. I know I'm not like super like, I hate this. Here's the truth, all right? So I've had a bunch of Chaos Emperor Dragons listed on eBay. They were jumps, on TCG Player. And I've been selling them. They're near mint. There's nothing, it meets all of the specifications of TCG Player near mint. And this one guy comes along. He's like, I wish to buy your greatest Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I'm like, all right, cool. So whatever. It's not an issue. So the guy gets the card in the mail and literally messages me going, this is not mint. I'm like, what's the issue? He's like, this does not pass because the centering on the card is off. And I'm like, why are you like this? Yes, the centering of the card affects the overall mintness of the card. So get in line with this guy. He's like, I'd like to return it. I'm like, ugh. So then I have to print a label for him. I lose like $3 to $4 on the transaction. All right. And guess what? I get the card back in the mail. Everything's fine. I'm like, all right, cool. This exact same thing happens with another person. I'm just like, all right, that was the boiling point. I was like, I'm officially done listing higher end stuff as near mint. I'm like, I'm sick of these people coming through and they've got their little top hats on and they're like, I want your finest mint card, near mint. Can you tell me how people can be so freaking stupid to not understand that there's a difference between a PSA 10 near mint card and the standards that TCG Player sets up to you as near mint. Alright, like, I'm not going to get out a magnifying glass and look at this Abramax and go, it is exactly 0.00002 off center. I will be returning the card to you. And you're like, one, I don't even want to deal with the case. Like, I'm not going to go through the entire hocus pocus of just dealing with this. I'm like, yeah, just send it back, whatever. Block. Alright, the amount of growing cases that I've seen, everybody and their mother thinks that they're going to order. So the generalized problem here has become this. Everybody sees near mint. They think that they're going to be able to send it into PSAing. Oh, I just made $200. Oh, you're so stupid. You didn't actually get the card graded. Alright, and then they get it in and they're like, no, that's not how this works. Everybody and their mother seems to think that they can just order. It's amazing. People actually are like, oh my god, I can purchase all of these near mint Yu-Gi-Oh cards and get 10s on them in PSA. What kind of bumbling bumpkins do I have to deal with here in this community that think that near mint means a 10 on the PSA scale? How many of you think that when you're buying near mint that you should be getting a PSA 10? Because that's not how it works. Alright? PSA 9s exist, by the way. But like, there are always slight imperfection. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I'm afraid to list ultimate rares because of like the little imprint on the back. Somebody out there and their mother's gonna I shouldn't say somebody and their mother, because people, I've actually already dealt with cases like that where I listed an ultimate as near mint, and because, you know, you have the imprint on the back from the printing process and the design for how ultimates are made, you know, basically got scammed out of that. So everything at this point going forward is essentially light play, whether or not it's light play. I know I've lost a couple of sales to people that were like, well, Robbie, like, your card said light play and I wanted near mint. I'm like, I don't care. Like, half of the stuff is good enough to be near mint. I actually, in my entire career, I've had one person that bought light play for me, and I actually shit you not for this. Alright, this was the greatest thing I've ever dealt with. They complained to me because they got a near mint card, but they ordered light play. Never in my entire time in the quantum verse of my existence did I ever think that there would be that one douchebag in the entire universe that would complain about receiving a better condition card than what they ordered. Never in my entire mind and existence did I ever think that this would happen. Deadass tried to ask for a refund, and I'm like, I don't know how I refund you for this. If anything, you should be paying me. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, how are you asking for a 20% refund on getting a card that's near mint that I've listed as light play? Like, hello? Like, I'm pretty sure you look at the card long enough, you can find something wrong with it to make it light play if you really want to. Like, if you want to go semantics wise. But to have the one person in the entire Quatmos go, I'm really unsatisfied with the card. This is near mint and not light play. People, oh my god, people never fail to let me down, man. People are stupid. That's the moral of the story. Stop trying to think that near mint is a PSA 10. Alright, like, I'm sick of that. Alright, it's ridiculous. It's not how things work. Please read a standard as to what light play, near mint, mod play, heavy play, and damaged are on TCG Player. Educate yourself. If you're the person that's mislisting his cards as near mint and, you know, it's mod play, well, that's on you. Alright, sorry you didn't take 5 seconds to educate yourself. That's really, I'm really getting sick of reading these victim posts. I'm obviously not going to comment on them and go, well, that's clearly your fault. You did this to yourself, stupid. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself, you know, just make my generic walkthrough videos going, yep, played yourself, like, should have listed it correctly, like, 5 seconds of time, education purposes is it. So, my business strategy, I'm listing everything as light play. I don't really care. I'm friggin' genuinely sick of these. Is that a 10 from PSA that you got there, little guy? And you're like, no, it's light play. See, I just threw it. It's light play now. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'll go sell it to somebody else. It's not going to give me a hassle because they think for some reason that it's a 10. Like, this is what I deal with, ladies and gentlemen. So, raw hunters are the worst people that I've dealt with. Besides, the occasional scammer, chargeback BS. Yu-Gi-Oh! Smash the ever-living crap out subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more excellent content. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCall40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCall40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcallgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.